Hi friends and fellow intuitive academics, my name is Shelly and I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your academic journey. And today we're going to do a pick a card reading regarding a current source of stress and advice on how to best deal with that, approach it, manage it. And I see our three cards right here, so I'm going to pull them out. So first we have you need to give yourself time to heal no matter how long that ends up being. We have next, you are worth taking care of. And last, hey, you matter. Thanks for existing. So any one of these or more will be calling your attention, and you can skip ahead to the chapter in which the message will unfold. So we'll call these Lavender chapter, White chapter, and Pink chapter. So I'll see you next in your reading. Hello, Lavender chapter. So it looks like you need to give yourself time to heal no matter how long that ends up being. And sounds like something that you already know that in your life that has been causing you stress for quite some time. So we're going to ask the cards, what is your best way forward on dealing with the stress, or in your case it seems like healing this stress? Any words of advice for the Lavender chapter? So we have the Eight of Swords coming through first, the Two of Swords reversed, and the Six of Wands reversed. There was something that you didn't receive, like it could have been, it's any marker of a victory or accomplishment that you were hoping to receive. It didn't happen. So for example, maybe you thought you were going to win an award for some work you did and it didn't turn out, or I'm seeing specifically like a scholarship. The scholarship didn't come through, and it's making you kind of doubt your direction in life. So you had a plan in mind. The plan involved obtaining the scholarship and moving ahead with that direction, but that scholarship didn't happen, and so the plan is up in the air. That's just one example. You can adapt it, of course, to whatever that specific milestone or victory you were hoping for that didn't come to fruition. It's directly relating now to some anxieties and stress you're having over what you see your future path as. I also see with the Eight of Swords that you're taking this disappointment and attaching it to other parts of your life. So you're taking it as a sign that you're not worthy for so many other things just because you didn't win this one award. That's how like important it is to you. I keep saying award, but it's like some kind of marker of success. And so you're like, I want to say you're like over identifying with it. Your identity is being caught up in this disappointment, in this not winning. And it's limiting, again, the dog's eyes closed. It's limiting your vision, just like with the Two of Swords, as to what your next step is, and you're even thinking really far down the line, like what your whole life path is. There's Mocha. And so, yeah, so this isn't just something that happened to you. I'd encourage you to think of it this way. It's significant. It's a wound, and a wound that needs time to heal. Sorry if you're hearing something. Mocha's rubbing on the camera pole. Yeah, this is pretty important. That's why it says no matter how long that ends up being, just give yourself that time. You deserve that time to heal, and it will help you see again your life path going forward. I kind of feel tempted to ask now, like, does the Lavender group really need to rethink their life path, or will the healing reveal to them that they're still on the right path? Empress card, the Sun in reversed. I think I need one more card. And the Five of Wands in reverse. In conjunction to the Six of Wands in reverse. So this path that you had previously set out on was actually going to be full of competition. Like, competition was going to define the path, and I feel like at some point you were just going to get tired of it. And with the Sun reverse, it's like it wasn't going to produce the joy that you expected it to. It's more of like a status thing, like a status marker of success, but it was going to be full of competition, which would wear down on you, and you weren't going to have any like emotional satisfaction or benefit from it. It was just going to be continual competing. That can be any area of academia. It's definitely one giant competition. But if this is applying to some other like specific program, you're definitely being rescued from a potentially like long and arduous and unfulfilling path. I have to say, that's what I'm seeing here. With the Empress, that's your energy. You have such giving qualities, like nourishing. The Empress is like the mother of mothers, the queen of queens, and it doesn't have to attach specifically to your gender identity. That's just the overall energy of the Empress card, and this is definitely you. You have so much to offer for the next generations. Like, say you're going to become a mentor or a teacher. I don't know if that was already on your radar, but I'm really seeing that strongly, that a teacher's or a mentor's path, something to do with helping to tend to the younger generations. And it doesn't have to mean now. It can mean in the future, like 10 years from now, you're tending to people who are your current age, you know? So, like, you might be training in something for 5 or 10 years, and then but the work is really focused around the younger generations. I mean, maybe you're like a child psychologist, or I don't know, something to do with children, but also just younger people. It could be like younger adult age people too. Yeah, I don't know if you didn't consider that as a viable pathway for you because you don't feel like you have teacher qualities, but I'm seeing that you do. And really your message is to heal yourself because you have such promise to be able to help and like nurture others, but you do have to take care of yourself first in order to do that. Okay, so let's see. Any other messages coming through for the lavender pile? The judgment card. The Page of Cups reversed. And the King of Pentacles reversed. I'm taking these separate first to see what they have to say. So this is huge. This is like an element of destiny. Like it's so different in the context of each reading. I'm trying to feel what it's meaning specifically here. It's like, do you see like all these dog faces? It's like, I get that teacher vibe again from this card, that like you're educating or you're uplifting multiple generations. Like this is a long-term thing. This is like a long-term career path. It's like you're guiding them with your heart. I see this as you're disregarding a strong message you're getting from your intuition or from your heart regarding this decision. And I see this as you're striving to achieve the King of Pentacles energy, which is like, it could be like a CEO, like business type of person, somebody who has that like financial based success definition. It's like you're kind of getting a little bit too far pulled into this definition of success. When really you do have the whispers. Yeah, this is what the Page of Cups reverse speaks to me about. You have like whispers of like little messages from your heart coming to you, but they're like, you can't really hear them or you're just disregarding them. Healing would help amplify them, help you connect with that. So to finish my thought with the King of Pentacles, you're striving for the King of Pentacles, but reverse tells me that's not. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying like it's not the path that you will choose in the future as you get older, and these whispers become stronger. You're going to recognize that the Empress is the energy that you wanted to embody all along. And the Empress is powerful. Like I said, it's the ruler of rulers. But more generally, the definition of success here is oriented towards collective success of younger people, of future generations. Yeah. So all of this to say, like this was definitely a disappointment, and it's definitely like hurting and throwing you off your game and giving you all sorts of self-doubt, but it's also blinding you to the value of what you have to offer, which is the Empress card, the Empress energy. And this will take you very far. This will give you joy. You're going to like stand alone with this when you follow with your heart and when you lead with your heart. It's like there's no competition with that. Like, can't touch you with that because it's so genuine and magnetic and authentic that people just gravitate to you. You don't have to fight for attention. Yeah. I wonder if there's a final message we can gather from the sacred cycles. So we have last quarter moon. It's safe to slow down. Yeah, I would say slowing down will allow you to heal, and it will allow you to recalibrate what your priorities are and what direction you're heading. We have time come up here, and slowing down as another kind of factor of time. It takes trust to relax into the process of growth, manifestation, and personal expansion. The last quarter moon opens the space for you to deepen trust in yourself and the cycle of life. This is a time of slowing down and not turning. This is a time of slowing down and turning inward. Just as the moon is not always full and bright, you too are allowed to wane and release into moments of stillness. Be sure to build open spaces into your schedule when possible and put self-care at the top of your priority list. Any resistance you feel towards slowing down is a helpful clue for your growth. Acknowledge and sit with it for a moment. Then take the vital step of reprogramming any beliefs you hold that make you feel you need to prove your worth through productivity or habits that push you to forget you are enough just as you are. Begin this process by simply pausing and finding a way to connect with nature. While observing Mother Nature and her cycles, a new truth about the beauty of the last quarter moon and its importance will emerge and soothe you. Journal prompt: in what area of my life do I most desire to slow down? Right? So many elements echo what I said here. Listening to yourself and your needs. Maybe you don't hear that you need to slow down. Tuning into the cycles of life so that you're not just on trying to achieve the next milestone. Paying attention to the aspects of life in which things happen in cycles. Sometimes you're on, sometimes you're off, recharging. Sometimes you're somewhere in the middle, booting up or shutting down. Pardon my computer analogies, but recognizing those cycles is going to help you, I feel like, get into the flow of what your life means to you long term and what success means to you long term. So slowing down, healing, introspecting is really going to serve you at this moment, and I'm sending you so much love on that step. Oh, if this reading resonated with you, please hit the like button. If you would like more guidance, please subscribe. I would love to see you back here for more messages. If you have a question or comment, please feel free to use the video space for that. And again, sending you love on this. Hi, White Chapter. So you were drawn to this card. You are worth taking care of, with this cute little fox, I'm going to say, but it really doesn't quite look like a fox, so you can name that animal yourself if necessary. Otherwise it's just cute to take it on its own. So let's see what guidance you can benefit from regarding this theme of taking care of yourself and feeling like you're possibly not worth taking care of yourself, possibly deprioritizing your self-care in multiple aspects, or maybe just one key aspect. We'll find out with the cards. So you're getting the 10 of Wands reverse and I can see that is already about carrying one too many sticks than you can handle, and possibly deciding to hand over some of those sticks to someone else as a form of caring for yourself, not having to do it all. And then you have the Seven of Wands. So there's also some like defending your boundaries. I see this two ways. First, you are taking care of yourself by creating boundaries and defending them. But second, you are becoming very worn down by having to constantly defend your boundaries. So that's a tricky situation there. And then last, the Four of Swords. And this is really about that restorative energy needed. This is all about taking care of yourself through deep rest and healing. Like this is like taking a whole Saturday to yourself, going to the spa, sleeping for 12 hours. Like this is deep rest card here for you. Yeah, so this energy is already coming through as the area that you are deserving of taking your care of yourself over. And so the question is, what's making you feel like you're not deserving of it? It's like with the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Wands, it's like you have a sense, you feel like you have to do it because you're the one who can. So you should. And that's trapping you a bit. First of all, you are very capable, and the fact of that is trapping you into taking on more and more responsibilities. You are capable, but you're human and you have limits, and also the burden should be shared, because other people the chance to develop their own strength regarding these tasks. So I would say your self-care can come in the form of delegating. It's particularly in your family life, your personal life, like delegating the chores. I get the sense that like you might be doing a double shift type thing, like you're on duty at home and you're on duty at school or work. Some of that can be dispersed. Yeah, I'm getting very similar. Like this Seven of Wands energy is similar to the Ten of Wands, that you're holding everything down. But it's like, do you see? It's like you're in survival mode to be able to do that. It's like you have to always be in fight mode in order to just keep normal life going. And like that's wearing you down to this point where you're burned out, you're exhausted, and you need to recover with deep rest. So taking care of yourself would mean intervening before the exhaustion happens. It would mean making another plan and viewing your responsibilities in a different way, viewing them um, as things that can be shared, and not necessarily your responsibilities, but shared responsibilities. And so it comes down to like practicalities of working that out within the people around you. Um, and it might feel like kind of like a lot of work at first, readjusting everyone's expectations and schedule, but once that system is running, you're going to save yourself from hitting exhaustion and burnout over and over again. You'll be able to sustain your duties much better. That's a follow-up question for that. So, what's advice for the white chapter for going about and re-envisioning or restructuring, I'll say, restructuring their day-to-day life so that they can share their responsibilities. So this the Eight of Wands. Two messages coming in with the Eight of Wands. This needs to happen now, but you can also make it fun. Like now I really feel like this could be this I was feeling it before, but now I really feel like there are children involved, and you have responsibilities over children for some people. This can also be like making it fun for your inner child for others, but yeah, it doesn't have to be serious. Like it's like I just got this vision of like you can put all of the chores on sticks and then throw them in the air, and then people try to catch it, and then that's their chore for the month or something like that. You could make a game out of this. That's really cute advice coming through. The Magician in reversed. It's like, get creative, but don't reinvent the wheel. Like Google what are some ideas out there, some practical things you can implement to help share the chores, share the duties, so that you don't have to put any more energy into this than you need to. Okay, one more card. Seven of Swords. You might feel like you're cheating the system, or that like you're taking advantage, or like you should be doing it all, and it's some kind of mark of shame that you're not. Just remember that you're also worth taking care of equally as much as everyone else, and you're precious to everyone because you do so much. You're not cheating anything. You're just really evening out the energy that you've already distributed out to those you love, to those around you. Yeah, so that can significantly relieve your current major source of stress, which seems to come down to juggling a lot of tasks. Definitely also don't take on anymore. Be very discerning in what you take on and what you say no to. No is a full sentence. That's a hard one for me to learn, but it is a full sentence that you can say no to certain things. That's just as important as redistributing the duties that you already have committed to. Okay, I think that's pretty clear. So I'm just going to end with maybe a couple of these Sacred Cycles cards. So you have Dark Moon and Mother Ward. So Dark Moon first, it says, I am a creator being. The dark moon opens up the opportunity to explore a blank slate somewhere in your life. Within the darkness of the void, there's fertile ground for a seed to be planted. So what seed do you hope to plant right now? Before the moon can begin to grow anew, before an oak can sprout from an acorn, you must call forward the vision of each of these in their fullest expression. Now is a time for dreaming, a time to tap into your highest potential. Whether this is through your favorite divination practices, journaling, making a vision board, or meditating, your channel is open to receive the insights that will inspire this next phase of your growth. As you dream, vision, and dance your way toward defining what the next sacred cycle may look like for you, Know that the space you are in now holds the most vibrant and exuberant version of your wishes. Let your imagination and hopefulness run wild here, knowing there is nothing to fear in the darkness. And you can think of this question: where in my life am I ready to start anew? So, this rest, this redistribution of your duties is important because you need that space, time, and energy to grow something that's been like buzzing in you, and you haven't had the space or time or energy to be able to do that because you're already doing so much. So that's why this is so urgent. It's like you're being called to pursue this growth, and I feel like you have the inklings of it already. Yeah, so along with resting it's about setting aside time for yourself deliberately to allow yourself to dream up this thing, to journal about it, to make a vision board. And at the same time, incorporate like the structure of how you're going to share your chores alongside growing this new thing that you're doing. And then motherwort. All my cycles are sacred. The grandmother of the garden, motherwort, wields cyclical wisdom, displaying her maiden mother and crone stages each growing season, with the ways her leaves and flowers morph through phases. She is a deep embodiment of feminine seasonal consciousness. Motherwort is here to assist and guide you in tending to your sacred cycles. You are being encouraged to look more deeply at how cycles and patterns show up in your life. There may be certain stages of your personal development process that you like to glorify, ones that you prefer to forget, and even ones you perhaps find yourself trying to extend beyond the necessary life cycle. That felt like that was highlighted for you. One, there might be certain stages of your personal development process, even ones you perhaps find yourself trying to extend beyond the necessary life cycle. Notice how you may embrace or avoid certain aspects and check in with yourself to find the reasons. With deeper inquiry comes deeper integration and a renewed sense of harmony and self-acceptance. Motherwort is here to bring you awareness and walk you forward with a more holistic understanding of your cyclical nature. She illuminates the blessings found in every season, both the internal and the earthly ones. And you can reflect on this question: which of my phases or seasons do I enjoy the most? Which would I skip if I could? I get the message from this card that you're in some sort of transition in your stage of life. And that's why it's a little bit tricky to get to strike this balance. I mean, I'm feeling back to the children example that you might be a new parent, and so you got to the point where you kind of like you adulted enough that you were able to like figure out your structure and take care of yourself and the rhythms of that. And then now you have this big X factor here with a new child, new children. This is for example. I just feel like there's something to do with you transiting your life stage and having to reconfigure the balance of everything. And so that's actually that does need your attention right now because it's your main source of stress that you're not able to like factor in taking care of yourself. Really speaks to me about like new parent energy of putting all attention into like the new child and neglecting the self, but there are ways to care for yourself still during this time, and it's absolutely essential is what's coming through in your reading. And yeah, so it's going to help you kind of like, do you see how both of these figures are kind of like laying down and like kind of like half awake, dreaming, like it's going to be so restorative for you. It's going to help balance you, and it will affect those around you as well. This one too is like sleeping. It's almost like you're not in It's like there's something that you're trying, that an idea that's trying to get through to you, and then it's not happening because of this exhaustion. It's like you're just too tired to give it any space. Yeah. So, yeah, just practical steps, and over time you'll regain your energy. And I'm wishing you so much love on that. If this reading resonated with you, please hit the like button. If you have a question or comment, feel free to use the video space for that. And please subscribe if you would like more guidance, and I would love to have you back here as well. Hi, Pink Chapter. So you are drawn to this card that says very loudly, "Hey, you matter. Thanks for existing." Very sweet message. I have no idea what this animal is. It looks like an otter, but also a little bit like a panda. So we'll just call it our otter panda. And thank you for the message, Otter Panda. So we're going to look a little bit more into this major source of stress in your life right now. And it looks to do with like existential crisis, like existential stress that you feel like doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter that you're, like pursuing any kind of path. And so let's see some advice in terms of this major stress that's in your life right now. So you have the Tower card. So there's a huge external event shaping this outlook you have right now. I want to just stress now that this is temporary, but it is so impactful that it is shaping kind of like an extreme interpretation of you and your role in the world, that it doesn't matter. So I just want to emphasize the temporariness of the situation, like it will end, but it's like putting you in a pressure cooker of like extreme thoughts, extreme interpretation of what that event means about you personally. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Hermit card. This is so interesting. So it feels like this is quite a shock, and then once everything settles down, it's like you have a moment of silence and introspection, and then you just have like an aha moment. Do you see like the crown of light coming from the dog's head? Or I would say coming between the dog's head and communicating to spirit guides or source, however you see it. There's a connection happening there, and the Tower situation, which is like kind of like a unfortunate event, like you see the is that a tower or a house is on fire, and the dog is like leaping into the water. It's like it's something that you avoided. See, it's like lightning striking and then the fire setting, and like everything you knew is like turned upside down or destroyed, and your life, you're kind of having to reconsider what life looks like to you. Because of that moment, it shook things up for you. Typically, this is something that is like happening for you down the road. It makes such an impact on you, but it opens up something that you need to see that you weren't seeing before, and that looks like what's happening with the Hermit card. I don't know if you're here yet at the point where you're seeing. I kind of feel like you're not if you're feeling this way. So this is at the end of that temporary situation. This is kind of like what's down the line. It's not more of this. It's wisdom, it's growth, it's self understanding, self assuredness. Um, yeah, I think you'll know how much you matter at the end of this situation. With the Knight of Pentacles reversed, feeling that that might be you. So you might be kind of like young adult sign, or like have heavy earth sign placements like Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But not necessarily. This is like, this could also be like if you're on a like steady career path, pursuing this pentacle like a coin. So this is like the very organized student, the organized worker that is very methodical, has plans with step A, B, C, and following them. This situation kind of threw that out the window, turned it all upside down for a moment. And I think you're going to be seeing that differently as well. Like the work that you do and the way you work. I think you're going to be making some changes after this passes. I feel very much like I want to ask like how you can support yourself in this tower moment that you're going through. The Chariot. I'll explain in a minute. The Six of Cups and the Moon. Wow, that's really interesting. So the Chariot just communicated to me, along with the dog jumping out of the tower, just like, get out, just get out of there right now. This is like a situation you need to get yourself out of. And it's to do with people in your past. I think that motivation or the connection to what's happening with those people is not clear to you yet, but it will be with the Hermit card eventually. But again, this was regarding the question how you can support yourself during this tower moment, and there is a sense of removing yourself from the situation socially or physically, whatever makes sense to you. If that's something that you were considering and resonates with you, this would be your confirmation. Yeah, and doing it sooner rather than later. This Six of Cups, there's something else here. It's a little bit like the nostalgia or the emotional connection is like holding you in place in this situation a bit. So it could be like family attachments, or it could be like a long-standing relationship. Yeah. This is like, for me, this really feels like it's speaking about your personal life and how it affects your academic journey. So we got a bit about your academic journey is intertwined in this because it's so significant. It's impacting every area of your life. It's impacting how you feel that you belong in the world. This card here is making me think of like a dog like looking at his own existence in the reflective water and like unsure about like what it means. It feels more like that inquisitive energy with the Hermit, and it's like you're going through this kind of like introspective period. You're not having the clarity right now. but you will get there. Your brain is processing it, your soul is processing it, and you'll get there. What is something that pink chapter can hold on to as in their mind as the tower energy is fading? Death, not a literal death, just to ease your worries. And the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So something that you can hold on to in your head is that there's going to be a total transformation on your part in like a deep way. You have so many major arcana cards. Yeah, this is like more than half of the deck of the spread is major arcana. Like this is a big shift. And like Nine of Pentacles reversed. Why would it be Nine of Pentacles reversed? Do you see it? The first thing I notice is this butterfly is just like, there's a real butterfly here on the dog's nose, but here it's like just an image in the sky, like an imaginary. It speaks to me about how you're going to get like, the knowledge is going to land on your nose. It's like you can't avoid it. The transformation is like something that like you're going through, and there's just like, it's wonderful and beautiful transformation. It's the ending of something like energetically negative that was in your life up until this point. It's about letting is leaving, and it's like, it's so vivid, it's so real, and it's landing right there on your nose, and you're just like, aha, like I see it now. You can't help but see it because it's right there. It's just like, here I am. But with this butterfly, it was like you were sketching, you had a outline of like your dreams, and it's like, so the Nine of Pentacles is like this picture in your head that you had of like, you know, like a certain house that you like, or a certain garden, and it's kind of like that's not going to matter to you anymore with this transformation. Other things will matter to you. Yeah. Is there some, like, so what's the other things that are gonna matter? The Fool in reverse. And we have the same butterfly here. Wow. Another major arcana. The thing that matters is that you don't have to go ahead with something that wasn't going to be right for you. Like, there was something, like maybe you had envisioned this perfect life, but it wasn't really your vision. Sorry. It's like it was influenced by other pressures, like social pressures or another person. And it's like, you kind of had some hesitations about that. You're kind of like, oh yeah, going along with it. Like, yeah, that's a great plan. Like, say a family member told you like, oh, you need to have this kind of apartment, you need to have this kind of car. That will be your dream. And you're just kind of like, okay, and going along with it, but it wasn't like really your dream. And it's like, now you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to follow that. Like, you're free with this death card to follow your own dream that's going to like be, and that vision will be landing on you. So any words of encouragement for our pile for our pink chapter as they're going through this transformation. And you get the number 1, waxing crescent moon. And it says, I let my curiosity lead the way. Gently emerging from the darkness, the waxing crescent moon is the growing light that marks the beginning of a new cycle. This time of rebirth calls upon your innate child wonder, beckoning you to look at the world with fresh eyes. Remember the way the world looked when you were young? Surprises could be found around the corner, as curiosity guided your every move. Everyday magic surrounds you. Awaken to the wonder that has been right in front of you all along. Allow yourself to find childlike curiosity at every opportunity so that you might more readily recall how wild and wondrous the world is. It's time to reemerge and collect evidence of life's cyclical magic through a commitment to curiosity. And you can reflect on this question: what has sparked my curiosity lately? You're free, you're wide open to explore the direction you want. You have the freedom to go back and look at what has sparked your curiosity. Those are going to be the beginning clues for how you can re-envision your life. So things are definitely changing, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It means it's the end of this version of the world that you were living in that didn't quite fit you right. And it's the opening of a new version of the world that you can create all on your own. Like, you have so much agency in this part of your life after this tower moment to do whatever the heck you want. It's beautiful, and it's like leaping into the unknown, but more of the sense of like leaping into the dreams that you didn't think you'd have a chance to leap into. Like, that's happening now. So that sounds really great, and I am wishing you so much love, luck, and like gentle care for yourself as you go through this. And if you enjoyed this reading, please hit the like button. If you have a question or comment, please feel free to use the video space to do that. I would love for you to subscribe and see you back here for more guidance. And with that, wishing you continue to work with love.